time I won't. Forever, 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 yeah.
Yo, what up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Hustle Williams. I want to say thank you guys for checking out the channel. And once again, if you like what I talk about, if you guys could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like this video. It would help me out so much. So as you can see, I just got out the gym and I'm just trying to get this video done for you guys so it'll be ready for Monday when it drops this week. And I wanted to keep this video short and sweet and tell you guys what's going on. So in this video, this is going to be about my 3 top favorite softwares that I say you guys should be using now with 2019 eBay dropshipping. And these are my 3 go-to softwares. Some of them just came out and just finished, and I just want to give you guys a brief rundown, and then I'm also going to give out one bonus tip towards the end that I think you guys would really like to hear and to learn and understand. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna break right into this. And if you guys can, leave a comment if you guys want to see some type of video that I can do for you guys, or some different type of information. Whatever you guys want to see, drop a comment below. And I know some of you maybe saw the vlog that I was doing. We're gonna keep that going on our Instagram channel and no longer on YouTube. Reason was that people weren't just not feeling it as much as I thought they would. So for daily life things are going to be done on Instagram, and for all my high-tech videos that we go into deep discussion about, they're going to be done on YouTube. So that's what this is going to be on. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. My top 3 software choices to dropship in 2019 on eBay. Number 1, my go-to software is going to be Spot and Paste. So Spot and Paste is a software that allows you to speed up your when your auto ordering system. It doesn't have an auto order attached to it. What it basically does is it gives you the information from your buyer so that you can do almost one click, stop, grab, and process the information. So when you get further into drop shipping and you start to notice that you're doing an extremely good job and you're making sales on a constant level, what you'll start to understand is that if you haven't hired a VA yet, then you're doing this manually every single day. And what this becomes like a tedious task. Like it becomes annoying over and over again. All the repetition that it takes like a while. So in order to speed up this process, a lot of people, including myself, use this program called Spot and Paste. So what Spot and Paste does is it gives you all your buyer's information in one section area that you can copy, put it into a Chrome extension. The Chrome extension copies everything, and then you can push paste when you go to the website, and it puts all that information in there for you. So it's one stop, and it takes about 5 seconds to get it done, instead of copying, going back, pasting, going back, and putting everything into one section at a time. This does it automatically for you and speeds up that process by you're saving yourself at least 30 minutes a day, depending on how many orders you have. And I highly recommend this if you are doing at least 20 orders a day. It's going to help make you that much faster, and it's going to help get the job done even quicker. And it's even easier if you have a virtual assistant. You just set them up with this and you can help their process go through each and every day, minimizing the chance that they're going to mess up on an order, because it's all right there. There's no way that maybe they could go up and they can screw up an order. This helps with that process. It keeps everything in one format and just drops it in there for you. I highly recommend this. I use this constantly in my eBay store now, and it is one of the best ones that they got out there. All right, so next one we are going to talk about is Sku Grid. So a lot of people may not know this, but if you do, then you're up on the up and up. But Sku Grid has a Chrome extension that is non-API that allows you to upload listings as well as track listings in their software. So this is one of the top softwares that we've been using for listing right now. So Sku Grid is the #1 repricing software that we use. It works via a Chrome extension, and what it does is, like, if your competitors have an increase in price, it goes up on the website as well as on the eBay. Once you sell an item, after a 24-hour period, it'll update the item. So if you are constantly selling, sometimes you're going to have to go in and you're going to go into your store manually and have to re-up the stock or check to make sure that it's still there. But it has its flaws, but by far the number one new best software right now, if you're still dealing with flag stores or in 2019 that's non-API connected, I highly recommend this tool. This is Sku Grid. I know that they had this huge issue before with their API agreement that was like getting them in huge trouble, and a lot of people lost a lot of their stores. I know we were very cautious when this one came about, but now that we've started to understand how to use it better and how to list and reprice things, Sku Grid is the number one software that I highly recommend when drop shipping on eBay in 2019. It connects to various amounts of different sources. So if I were to scroll down over here, it'll show you, let me see all the sources that it has. See all supported stores. The list is phenomenal. Like they just have tons of different tons of different stores that you guys connect to and can check out and to see if you're actually interested in them, and if you can drop ship from all these different ones, some ones that you maybe not even have thought of. Maybe I know some of these on here have very minimal competition, so it makes it easier to increase your sales and to make your revenue income a lot higher. These are some of the ones that I highly recommend. I mean, I haven't even tried IKEA, but I used to use Sportsman's Guide. I know ThinkGeek is probably a good one to check out. I'm trying to think who else is on here that we can go over maybe real quick. Jet, oh man, if you guys know how to do bundle listings and can understand how Jet works, so sometimes Walmart will sell out of items quicker than Jet. So Jet is like another, it's another drop shipping site, and it became popular because of its prices. What Jet does is they buy pretty much wholesale from Walmart, and then they resell those items. So sometimes you'll come across items that have sold out on Walmart that are still active on Jet. And on multiple occasions, I've sold multiple items from Jet that have been less than Walmart. And especially if you're doing bundling, sometimes they give discounts if you're buying more than one or two at a time. Jet was one of my favorite ones. I used to sell this fan from them, and I bundle it together with two, and Walmart would be consecutively sold out on all the time, but I would constantly be selling this item, and Jet would be one of my go-to sites to get this done. So that's a little tip for you guys right there. Use Jet. Who else do we got? Let me go through maybe one more. And then you got Amazon. Like, you know, Amazon is still applicable with Sku Grid. And Walmart's also a really good. Oh, Wayfair is also a really good one. Some people, if you sell items that are listed on Walmart, you may come across and understand that sometimes you're going to come across a Wayfair item, and if you're tax exempt, you can't get tax exempt from Walmart for Wayfair. However, you can get tax exempt on Wayfair to get the same item at the same cost that's being sold for on Walmart on Wayfair. So in case you have some items that you found were selling extremely good on eBay, and you found other sellers who were selling that exact item and you wanted to list and resell that item, but you know your source is coming from Walmart, but it's a Wayfair item. If you can find that same item on Wayfair, you can become tax exempt on Wayfair and then buy it from there at the discounted rate, and increasing your profits that much more. So what happens is when you get these Wayfair sold items on Walmart, they don't allow you to get tax exemption from them. No matter what state you are in, no matter what type of order it is, it doesn't matter. They don't allow it. But if you go back to Wayfair and you have a business certificate and you've applied for tax exemption through their business program, you can actually get those at the actual price and with tax exemption on them. So that's a little extra bonus tip. And that's one of the other reasons why Sku Grid is so awesome. You can do bundle listings. You can do a whole bunch of different variations. My top tip with using Sku Grid has another extension called SkuFetch. I advise not using it, to be honest. I would always do my listings manually. For whatever reason, they seem to sell a lot better, and I would do my listings manually and then re-upload them up into Sku Grid, and Sku Grid would price monitor those items. But I never really used Sku Fetch. I always seem to have like an issue with it, and I just seem to get the job done better when I used manual eBay and just going in and just putting the item up there and then uploading it into Sku Grid to price monitor it. It just seemed like the better alternative for me, and it ran so much better. And this way you could just play around with it, and you can build your own listings the way that you want them to be built properly, and just see what it's going to look like before it gets listed. Some things that you are going to have limitations with are going to be the design basically on your description. I kept my description pretty plain. In the beginning, I would add photos to them and stuff like that, and it didn't really seem to increase the sales on it or increase where my listing was in the listing. So I kind of stopped doing that as much, and I just generally went with a basic description that was working for a lot of my competitors, and I went that way, and it seemed to do really good. All right, and then the last but not least before we talk about the bonus is TrackerBot. Now TrackerBot has just come out with a non-API tracking solution so that your tracking numbers can be automatically uploaded. This is by far one of the top things you need in 2019 for eBay dropshipping. Why is that? It's because eBay has become increasingly strict with having your tracking uploaded onto it, and it is becoming a huge problem. So in the beginning when we were doing this manually, sometimes there's issues with orders that come through and they don't get uploaded right away. So this can become a huge problem when you're uploading your tracking information. So what is highly recommended when I was doing my full automated eBay dropshipping store was using API integrated tracking. But now TrackerBot also has non-API integrated tracking, and it's a lifesaver. You're going to save yourself the headache. You're going to save yourself a ton of time. This is the fastest way to get things uploaded in the shortest amount of time without having to worry about your metrics and eBay coming down on you and giving you MCO11s for not uploading your tracking appropriately, which will happen if your tracking is not uploaded properly. This is why these are the top 3 softwares I've chosen to give you guys. Number 1, you're going to want to use Sku Grid so that your items, when they do go out of stock, you can understand why they're out of stock, and your software will put them out of stock so that you don't have to constantly check these every single day and then sell an item for a loss or not be able to find an item and you've made a sale and then have to cancel the order because this looks extremely bad on eBay. With spot and paste, it is a huge time saver. You're not going to be sitting in front of the computer for hours copying and pasting. Now it's just a one-stop shop. All you have to do is copy once and then paste it in, and everything's all ready to go right there. Set your VAs with these softwares up and you're going to be golden. This is how you're going to get your this is how you're going to automate your eBay stores in 2019. These 3 softwares right here are the most ideal top softwares that you need to be using. Okay, so you want to use non-API tracker, TrackerBot. You want to use Sku Grid, non-API that connects with the Chrome extension. You can test out Sku Fetch. I would advise against it. I still think manually building your listings and then uploading them is a surefire way to be successful on eBay. It works tremendously well for me, and I'm still doing it to this day. And then spot and paste is going to cut your time in half, or your VA's time in half, leaving them up to do more tasks instead of hiring more VAs. Okay, and last but not least is going to be onlinejobs.ph. And onlinejobs.ph is going to be where I would recommend you guys to go to hire virtual assistants. So once you guys get the ball rolling and you're starting to understand, okay, like now I kind of have a grasp of how this goes, and you, as a business owner, you guys have to start understanding that you need to learn how to hire people to do the daily tasks that take over and over again, because your job, as a business owner, you don't want to be involved in the business where you're working in the business. You want to be working and developing and growing the business from the top. So what you do is on the repetitive tasks, you hire virtual assistants to do those for you. So when it comes to spot and paste, you hire a virtual assistant to do those dragging and dropping the information for you so that they can do this information for you. Then you would hire probably the same VA can also make sure your tracker bot is uploading the trackings appropriately and double check them and make sure that they're going in smoothly. And then they can also fix your listings that were up that you have manually listed, or have them manually list, to go into Sku Grid and make sure that they're pricing appropriately. And when you make a sale, they go in once a day and they can increase the price or the stock amount so that they can stay the same. Okay, so online jobs would be the last one that I'd recommend for you guys. That's a bonus tip when you're ready to hire people. Generally, they about 300 to 350 a month is what they're expecting, and I would go salary, not hourly based. It's easier that way. And then work with somebody. Sometimes you're going to have to go through multiple different times of hiring people right off the bat. Sometimes you're going to get winners, sometimes you're going to get people that are not as efficient, but you're going to learn how to read resumes correctly that way and to hire people correctly. So like, it'll even help you guys out in the long run if you wanted to write another resume and make sure your resume was appropriate for the future if you were to apply for another job, because you get to now be on the other side and go through resumes and see why one is better than the other. All right. So guys, I hope this was short and sweet and I got you some awesome information. If you guys have any questions on this, if you guys want to know any information, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you like about these videos, what you want to see that's different. I went over my Earny video last week. If you guys like that, let me know. It's my new favorite software. I had people reach out to me that showed me their Swiggle accounts, and I was reaching back out to them and I told them that they have Earny. It has new like a buy-in program, so you're paying like $10 to $12 a month and it automatically does everything for you. I seem to have the biggest return with Earny. However, a lot of the people who were reaching out to me were doing Amazon and were getting cashback of like $3,000 and stuff like that, which is not insane. I could tell by the numbers that they were doing Amazon because the return was so high, because the volume that they're selling at is so extensive at that point. So they're probably making a lot more cash back. They were using Swiggle. So it's up in the air, but I still highly recommend Earny. I had some of the best returns with Earny. You guys can play around with it. Try them both out. It's only $12. It's not going to hurt you. Like I said, I made over $150 shortly with it. It's probably it's still one of my favorite price drop monitoring softwares, and it works fantastic with Amazon. And that's going to be it for today, guys. So if you can, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to go over more stuff, and I want to say thank you guys again for checking out this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, and peace.